Hello, Patriots. So I'm here at rumormillnews.com, Judy Byington's latest update for today. And I have a lot of information. The past couple of days, there have been massive arrests by Interpol and special forces in the US and Europe. So that's all she has stated about that. Let's move on to Restored Republic. Let's see. Well, this last week, the cabal's HARP weather manipulation reigned across the globe. There were also floods and earthquakes intentionally caused against the cabal via a military operation that blew up CIA and Chinese Communist Party strongholds. How many CIA strongholds are there? Because I know the one underneath Lake Geneva. Watch the water in Germany during the floods. There were over 600 baby corpses that washed up into homes and rivers. The Hague in the Netherlands saw 1,400, even more in the UK. It was said that the children weren't native to the country where they were found and their deaths weren't caused by the flood. Well, we know what happened to them. The bodies assumedly came from a vast system of underground tunnels that connected worldwide and housed the cabal's international child sex trafficking ring and adrenochrome production for the elites. So that's horrifying. All these dead bodies and whatever's coming up, and they're floating into people's homes and stuff, apparently. Just to, I know it's to wake people up, but, it's a horrifying scene. People need to see this stuff, though. The Satanic Network was run by the Vatican and paid for by U.S. tax dollars through the CIA, the very system Trump and the Alliance were taking down with the global currency reset. Chaos and destruction caused by floods, droughts, tsunamis, and earthquakes. And there was a tsunami today, by the way, in Alaska. An earthquake right off the coast of Alaska. It's like a magnitude 8, and tsunami warnings went off. But I don't believe that there was an actual tsunami. Continued to inundate countries worldwide. On Wednesday, July 28th, China's Three Gorges Dam could have collapsed. Although news coming out of China is censored, they would censor that. If it did happen, they would not tell anybody. If so, it put 400 million people at risk, not to mention the dangers of 27 nuclear reactors housed beneath the dam, alongside Bitcoin headquarters. So still looking to see what happened there. If I find anything, I'll let you know. The droughts and floods were causing crop failures while meatpacking facilities were being shut down supposedly because of COVID. Cattlemen were selling their herds off early because of lack of feed, and U.S. farmers were receiving letters from Biden's Department of Agriculture offering cash to dispose of crops, all of which were bound to lead to food shortages and global financial implosion. I know in the UK, the food shortages have the supply chain, I think, is broken down. There's a lot of empty shelves in the UK, and I think it's going to go global after a while. Meanwhile, people were urged to stock up on at least 3 weeks of food and water. We were promised the new Starlink internet system by the end of the month. This is from Whiplash 348. Oh no, 347. Let's see if I'm reading that. Okay. After the EBS, the emergency broadcasting system alert, and we've gone through 10 days of mainstream media blackout and sat through 24/7 8-hour-long movies to awaken people to what's going on, do we go back to normal, like business as usual? The answer would be after the EBS and the 8-hour-long 24/7 movies. Everything will change. The life support attached to the old and evil systems will be pulled. Humanity and planet Earth simultaneously move to quantum reality consciousness system. Peace and prosperity, end of financial and human conscience enslavement, old systems of government, education, finance, health, trade, and commerce, etc., will all be dismantled and replaced. Okay, now moving on. I'm just going to scoot it up here. It talks about here what is Q, highest. It's a specific branch of the military, highest clearance, But she also says the Bible that you've read on planet Earth for thousands of years is incomplete. It has been edited, revised, and reprinted by the Vatican to suit their agenda to manipulate humanity. Well, I'm certainly not surprised. Gosh, not surprised about that one bit. Blackout imminent, confirmed by reporter John Rolls. The deep state is now getting ready to cross Red Line 2, communication blackout. Audit accounts have been terminated on certain social media platforms. This will continue until the deep state has no alternative but to do a total communication blackout. So it's this Arizona audit exposure and, reversal of the election is what they're trying to hide. And so in order to do that, they will eventually have to go totally dark because, they don't want anyone to know what's going on. Most likely the deep state will shut down all communications when the classified information begins to be declassified. During this time, they will stage fake riots to convince the public that the Trump supporters are angry because the plan is not working. During this time, the military will be sent to various locations, but the deep state in the end will not be in control of the troops. Special operations will be activated to shut down the riots and to take control of the government. The deep state will be trapped in the biggest sting operation the world has ever seen. I hope they're not reading this, because I'm sure it's not going to go down like that. They don't give away what they're going to do. That would not be good. Military intel on the floods. According to Trump, the underground dams were connected worldwide. They use technology not available to those on the surface of the earth, such as free energy, magnetic levitation, transportation, and highway systems. Their ability to move massive cargo overseas can be done in minutes and hours. These underground and underwater transit systems are the bloodline to the deep state operations. Much of this covert war is being fought underground, underwater, and on the water. Another underground headquarters for adrenochrome and Bitcoin was in China's massive Three Gorges Dam. And CERN, we saw a ritual at CERN yesterday.